Okay, my health is decent. So while we're avoiding this guy, there are a few gates we want to unlock. Namely this one with the beast behind it. That will attack us immediately. Go ahead and use Mortar Flame against it. And we can go through the wall there to grab this key and get attacked by the Zealot. I'm gonna try going for a regular attack here. Hopefully that finishes him. And another level up. Alright. Now with the key we just grabbed, we want to go around to the other side and let out the Zambala grunt that's imprisoned in here. We're going to have the Zealot attacking us again. Need to heal up. This is why having some consumables is handy. Oh wait, I didn't need it. Because Chris broke out himself. Actually a very convenient time for the enemy to miss. Hey, over here. Please hear me out. I'm not one of those guys. Well, I am with the Zambala clan, but I'm not like those twisted sorcerers. I'm not even really in the clan by blood, you know? One of the newer recruits from outside the family. I'm the kind of magician who performs at kids' parties. I don't even have real magic. I just lied to impress the clan. I wanted some adventure. An escape from my boring day-to-day life. Needless to say, I regret it. So what do you say? Would you help me out? If you let me out of here, I'll tell you whatever you want to know about the Zambala clan. See you, chump. Ah, the secret tunnel collapse. Ah, of course, I was only joking. I definitely intended to hold up my end of the deal. So what do you want to know? Not blood related. The Zambala clan used to just be a lineage of magic folk like many others. You don't have to be a real Zambala to join though. Just pledge loyalty to Rykard and be prepared to suffer if you break that pledge. Of course, those from the original bloodline have their familiar brand of shadow magic. That much is exclusive, is what I thought before I joined. But the branch commander, he wasn't magic folk before we got here. It should be impossible, right? You're either born with magic or you're not. But it seems like those who join the Zambala clan eventually get it, no matter their blood. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. Anything else you want to know? The undead. Those of us stationed here were sent by Rykard to get started on an undead army. No shortage of material here, as I'm sure you've noticed. Honestly, I didn't know they could do that. I know I'm just a fake magician, but I thought I knew the subject pretty well. It's not that necromancy is impossible for humans to perform, but if the Zambala were capable of it, why hasn't this happened before? It's more than that, though. I can't shake the feeling that some of the undead are less undead than others. Little by little, it seemed like our numbers were thinning while more of those skullheads began to show up. There's no way, right? Anything else you want to know? Zealots. The branch manager and the other higher-ups stationed here. I've had miserable bosses before, and they weren't that. They were normal about a week ago. Whatever's been powering them up, I think it changes them. The commander was pretty devout, but he started to go on and on about Zambala. Way more than usual. This is lesser known, but Zambala is more than a surname for some, especially the higher-ups. It has to do with some ancient belief they hold. I think it comes from the old world. Anyway, they started to get pretty brutal toward us grunts. Even a minor mistake would get us locked up by My mistake was overhearing the commander plotting to overthrow Rykard and threatening to report it. Didn't take me for the heroic type, did you? Anything else you want to know? That's all. Thanks for letting me out. I gotta say, this whole ordeal has me questioning things myself. I think I'm done with the Zambala clan. Got any bright ideas as to how we can get out of here? You opened the front dungeon seal? Why didn't you start with that? I still could have scrammed without getting interrogated in this horrible, damp, rotten place. I mean, thanks again. Maybe I'll see you around. Cheers. Alright. Okay, I'm at half health. We gotta make our way back to the beginning. As far as those other caged enemies, I'm sure you can let them out, and it's probably tied to some challenge or something. But I'm choosing not to do that. So go ahead and activate that bridge. These guys are a little bit harder to avoid because their jump has like an AoE effect, and if it touches you, it initiates combat. Let this guy. Alright, healed up, go ahead and save as well. Alright, so now we're going to take the middle path, which we opened up by taking the left path, and we now have the dragon key from the right path. So in this room you have the teleporting zealot guy, and it's probably easier to just fight him at the beginning. Because he won't respawn until you leave and re-enter the room. So I'm going to go ahead and fight him here. So I don't have to worry about him while I'm also dodging the spike traps. Nice miss. And he drops a trading card. Nice. So as you can see, the spikes move really quickly. Everything in the room is placed in such a way that you have just a right amount of time to grab it. Alright, so we got a few undead in this next room. I know that some of them are avoidable, but some are also very hard to avoid, especially if you go for this chest, because they're going to reposition. I'm going to try my best here. I may want to come back and grind on these guys, so that I'm higher level when I face the dragon. In this room, you've got the jumping skull heads. And you've got two chests. For the chest on the left, you want to go to this part of the barrier where you can see the tiles. You can actually walk through that to grab this chest. And we can also avoid all of these skull heads by just going into the next room. You may want to grind up on them again for the final boss, but I'm going to try and avoid them if I can here. And in this next room we have a couple more spike traps and chests. Took some damage there. Be careful with the spike traps. I've gotten a bug before where it doesn't show how much health I lose, and it does chunk you pretty heavily. So just be careful. Make sure you're always healed up. Alright, so we have to move through these spike traps to get to those buttons. I'm going to start with the right. And we can also go through the wall here to get to that other chest in the previous room. For another large HP potion. Hit that button. And now we have the final boss. You may want to make sure you're healed up before. I think I was pretty close to max health. Unyielding Draconic Behemoth Reuben. Alright. So I'm going to start by using magic against this guy. At level 27 I did unlock Earth Snare. I'm going to start with that. I believe that has a chance to paralyze target. And I'm going to opt for using potions instead of the healing spell here, just because potions heal more, and there's no limit on the amount of potions you can use. So there's no real kind of strategy to this battle, it's just keeping healed up when you're low, using your strongest attacks against him. And he increased his defense, so it's gonna get a little bit more annoying now. Let's try a physical attack against him. Did even less. And I'm running low on super potions. I'm gonna try taking a strength or an offensive herb. Try a Mortar Flame against him. So in about 2 more attacks he should die here. Go back to using Earth Snare. Got real close there. Use Super Potion. My last one. That should be GG. I'm going to go ahead and recover and save here. There is one more thing we can get here before we leave. So there's a block here. And if you were exploring the dungeon at all, you would know that there's like a broken statue around this water area. You can push this block onto one of the broken statue pieces for a trading card. Alright, and with that, I'm going to end this episode, or this second part of this episode. Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for further episodes.